The ending may be one of the most critical parts of a film. It's easy to forget about a few weak spots in a movie that ends well, but a bad ending can ruin an otherwise great movie. Crafting a good ending is hard, so it's rare when I see a film that doesn't just wrap things up in a satisfying way, but manages to make it the high point of the film. This is why my favorite thing about writer and director Damien Chazelle is how he crafts an ending. My favorite part of both Whiplash and La La Land are their endings. By exploring what these endings have in common, I think we'll learn a lot about what makes them work so well. With regards to plot, both films have pretty simple endings. There aren't any complex plot points to wrap up, no subplots hanging loose, and because of this, they're both able to climax with a sequence that packages all the resolution in the film into one scene. In both films, there's a feeling that everything in the film has been building towards this moment, this specific scene. By the final scene of both films, the narrative force can be summed up by a single dramatic question, waiting to be answered. Not every movie can have this kind of simplicity, and not every movie should, but because both of these films do, it maximizes the emotional punch of both endings. The sequences are almost exactly the same length. Both over 15 minutes, these are long sequences, and from the beginning of each, you're waiting for a finale, and Chazelle keeps you waiting for a quarter of an hour.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
In Whiplash, the emotional conflict is developed between Fletcher and Andrew.
But is there a line? You know, maybe you go too far and you discourage the next Charlie Parker from ever becoming Charlie Parker?
No, man, no. Because the next Charlie Parker would never be discouraged.
Yeah.
We're waiting the entire film to see Andrew show his full ability and receive recognition for how good he is. Chazelle withholds this from the audience for the entire film, and just when we think we're about to see it,
What?
I know it was you.
we see Andrew put down once again.
And we're going to do some old standards for you, but first we're going to start out with a new tune by Tim Simonek called Upswingin'.
The same thing happens in La La Land. The emotional conflict of the story exists between Sebastian and Mia.
I'm always gonna love you.
I'm always gonna love you too.
We are waiting for the moment when they end up happily together, and just before the end, that idea is shattered.
How was your day?
Good.
By placing a negative false climax in the lead up to the end, Chazelle puts us on edge in both films. We realize that the happy ending we hoped was coming may not be.
Yeah, I guess maybe you don't have it.
The simplicity, length, and false climax all work together to create tension. And because of this tension, simple things begin to take on significant meaning. The smallest emotion on a face becomes magnified by the emotional context. These simple character interactions will be enough to communicate what we need to know. Neither film relies on any kind of exposition for its ending, and we're able to see and most importantly feel the climax of emotion.
What are you doing?
Another reason these scenes are so powerful is that they use music to communicate some of the emotion and tension.
Now we're going to slow it down a little bit. I'm guessing most of you folks have heard of it.
Both the scene in Whiplash and La La Land are essentially music videos, but with the context of 90 minutes of movie setting us up for the payoff. Then, Chazelle does something I think is really brilliant. he hits us with a second false climax. He lets us see the happy ending, and we can enjoy the moment, the music, and see the characters get what they wanted. But it doesn't last. Chazelle then answers the dramatic question by mixing those two climaxes together. We got to see the happy ending, but not in the way we were expecting to. Chazelle drives home the reality of the situation, reminding us what it costs for the characters to get to this place. And it sums up the theme of both of these movies, the cost of dreams. The emotion of the disappointment of the negative false climax and the joy of the happy false climax combine, creating in the viewer the same conflicted emotions the characters are facing in both endings. We only have the option of feeling the answer to the dramatic question posed, because it's not spoken. When the payoff of each scene arrives, it comes as a simple exchange. Two close-ups. Non-verbal communication. The power of the music leading up to this allows Chazelle to use this silence for emphasis in these moments. The final similarity is that both movies end directly after the emotional climax. There's no afterword, no time to come down from the experience. The credits just roll and you're left with the conclusion ringing in your ears. And this helps that climactic moment to stick in your mind long after the film has ended. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my channel and my content and would like to help support what I'm doing, check out my Patreon, where you can get access to additional content like a supplementary video on Chazelle's ending and deleted scenes from this essay.